Beyond the Hype, a fashion lifestyle tech podcast. Presented by Stephanie Williams and Greg Lewis.
Get this, we're diving into the world of Phygital wallets today.
Oh.
Yeah. Imagine a wallet, right? But it doesn't just carry your cash, it mines cryptocurrency too.
Wow.
It sounds like something straight out of sci-fi, don't you think?
It does.
But get this is becoming a reality on October 8th with this new type of wallet.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing, this whole thing, how technology is like blurring the lines between, what's physical and what's digital.
Right.
And Phygital, that's what it's all about, merging these two worlds.
Okay, but I need you to break this down for me.
Sure.
What does Phygital actually mean? Because I feel like it's more than just, combining physical and digital. Like, just because I stick a screen on something doesn't make it cutting edge.
Right, you're totally right. It's definitely more nuanced than that.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. Your smartphone, it's a physical object, but when you use it, it unlocks a digital world, right?
Right.
Phygital takes that idea but goes further. It's about how we can weave technology into the actual fabric of things, of objects, even of how we interact with them.
So it's like how my phone's almost an extension of me, but with Phygital, it's the objects themselves that are becoming smarter, more connected.
Exactly. You got it. And one company that's really pushing the boundaries with this whole Phygital thing is PhygitalMining. They're not just making wallets. They want to revolutionize how we see fashion and technology in the future.
Yeah, I've heard a bit about them. They're the ones behind this new wallet launch, right?
That's right.
But it sounds like they're thinking way bigger than just a new wallet, even a really cool one.
Oh, absolutely. Their founder, Denis Chistякov, he said that in the next few years, anything that's truly fashionable will have to exist in both the physical and digital worlds.
Wow.
Yeah, imagining a world where your physical fashion unlocks digital experiences and assets in the metaverse.
Okay, hold on. Before we go too far, can you explain what the metaverse is for those of us like me who are still catching up?
Sure. Basically, the metaverse is like this persistent 3D virtual world that you access through the internet.
Okay.
It's a network of all these digital spaces where people can do all sorts of things. Interact, socialize, even conduct business, all through their avatars.
Okay, so it's like actually stepping into the internet. And Shishtakov believes that what we wear in real life will matter in these digital spaces, in this metaverse.
Yeah, exactly. He's talking about merging our physical and digital identities in these really new ways.
Wow.
But going back to PhygitalMining, they are taking steps to make this happen, like with their limited edition OG wallet launch on October 8th.
Okay, tell me more about this wallet. I know it's limited edition, only 1,000 are being released, talk about exclusive.
Right.
But what makes it so special? Is it this cryptocurrency mining thing? How does that even work?
Yeah, that limiting quantity is definitely going to create some buzz, but the really innovative part is the NFC chip they've put in each wallet.
Okay.
This chip lets the owner mine cryptocurrency just by scanning it with their phone.
Okay, for someone who is still trying to understand this whole cryptocurrency world, can you explain this mining thing? What does it even mean in this situation?
Okay, so imagine traditional mining, where people are digging for gold or whatever.
Right.
Cryptocurrency mining is similar, but instead of physical labor, you're using computing power to solve complicated math problems.
Okay.
With this OG wallet, the NFC chip is like a tiny miner, contributing to this process. And as it works, the owner gets rewarded with a bit of cryptocurrency.
So instead of swinging a pickaxe, I'm tapping my phone and getting digital gold. It sounds like I'm getting paid just for having the wallet.
In a way, yes.
But how does this mining even work? What are these problems the chip is solving?
That's a great question. It all comes down to this thing called a blockchain. Basically, a blockchain is like a digital ledger that keeps track of every transaction, but it's spread across a bunch of computers so no one person controls it.
Yeah.
This blockchain thing is what makes cryptocurrency possible in the first place. And each transaction has to be verified and added to the blockchain, which involves solving these cryptographic puzzles. And that's where the mining comes in.
So the chip in these wallets is lending its power to solve these puzzles, and the reward is cryptocurrency. It's like the wallet is doing the work for me.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
While the amount of cryptocurrency one wallet can mine might not be huge, it's a really cool concept. We're talking about building digital asset generation into everyday objects. And it gets even more interesting. This OG wallet is really just the beginning, Imagine a future where all sorts of everyday objects, from like your clothes to your coffee mug, have that same kind of blockchain integration. It's wild.
Okay, now you're really blowing my mind. But I mean, it makes sense, especially with the metaverse and everything you were talking about earlier.
Right.
What we wear, what we own in real life could have these digital counterparts in the metaverse that could like unlock experiences or functionalities or something.
You got it.
Yeah.
This launch from Phygitalmining with this fashion and blockchain technology combo could be a huge step in that direction.
Didn't you mention that they're not just focused on their own products, though? They're helping young designers explore this whole Phygital fashion thing, too, right?
That's right. They're working with the Metaverse Fashion Council.
Oh, yeah.
It's a contest to support emerging designers who are trying to push the boundaries of Phygital fashion.
This sounds like a pretty big deal. What's so significant about this contest? Is it just about like cool designs, or is there something more impactful at play?
It's way more than just aesthetics. This contest is showing that the big names in fashion and technology, they're taking Phygital seriously.
Yeah.
Like they're putting their money where their mouth is, investing in the future and supporting the creative people who are driving this whole fusion of the physical and digital.
So they're saying this isn't just a fad, this is the future, and we're going to help the next generation of creators shape it.
Exactly. And we're already seeing other brands doing some really cool stuff with blending the physical and digital. Have you heard of Fidge cards?
Oh, right. Aren't they doing those collectible cards?
Yeah.
Where they have like a physical card, but it's also connected to something digital?
Yes. Fidge cards have totally taken off. They've got these collectible cards and they embed NFC chips right into them.
Okay.
So you could buy a limited edition card and with just a tap of your phone, boom, you're accessing its digital twin on the blockchain. You can verify if it's real, even trade it in digital marketplaces.
So you get the cool factor of having the physical card, but also the security and everything of having it on the blockchain.
Exactly. And it's not just for collectibles either. Think about things like event tickets that become digital souvenirs, or artwork that unlocks like augmented reality experiences when you scan it.
Wow.
The possibilities are really endless.
It's like we're creating this whole new way of interacting with the world around us, blending the tangible and intangible. But like with any new technology, we have to talk about the downsides. Right?
For sure.
What are some of the challenges we should be thinking about?
You're right. It's not all sunshine and roses. One of the biggest concerns is definitely privacy. As our physical and digital lives become more intertwined, how do we make sure our data is protected? We don't want this technology being used for surveillance or control.
That's a really good point. The last thing we want is to trade our privacy for convenience or end up vulnerable to like data breaches or something.
Yeah.
What other potential downsides should we be considering?
Another big one is accessibility.
Yeah.
We need to make sure this technology doesn't create a situation where only the people who can afford the newest Phygital stuff are the ones who can fully participate.
Right.
It's got to be developed in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Absolutely. Inclusivity and equal access are so important with any new technology. So with all this in mind, where do we go from here? Is Phygital just some passing trend, or is this like the future knocking on our door?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And like with any new tech, there aren't easy answers. It'll be really interesting to see how it all plays out, though.
It does feel like we're at this turning point, The line between our real lives and our digital lives, it's just getting blurrier and blurrier.
Absolutely. And it's not even just about the tech itself, but how we as people decide to use it, to integrate it into our lives.
Right.
The exciting thing is, we're not just along for the ride. We have a say in where all this goes.
So for our listener who's been with us on this deep dive, what's the main takeaway here? What should they be thinking about as they see Phygital popping up more and more?
I'd say the most important thing is to stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to ask the tough questions.
Yeah.
Like, what are the good things this technology could bring? What are the risks? Do those risks outweigh the benefits?
Right.
And how does all of it fit with our values, both individually and as a society?
We can't just jump into something new without thinking about the consequences.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Technology is a tool, and like any tool, we can use it for good or bad.
Right.
It's up to us to make sure we're using it responsibly.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, I am excited to see where this whole Phygital thing goes, but, I'm keeping my eyes open. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. It's been amazing.
It's been a pleasure. It's always so interesting to dig into these new trends, to think about all the possibilities.
Definitely. And thanks to you, the listener, for joining us. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
Beyond the Hype, a fashion lifestyle tech podcast.